Welcome back once again to WCS America Challenger League and to game number 3 between Apocalypse and Desrow. Kev, it looks like we've got two very evenly matched players here as Apoc looks great in game number 1. Desi looked great in game number 2.
And Desi looks cray-cray in game number 3, man. Because this is not normal.
And that is a very fast early gateway. Real quick, spotting the top right-hand corner of the map. With that fast gateway, the blue Protoss player's name is Desrow. And, of course, his opponent down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map has looked phenomenal in both his games and is, of course, wanting to wrap this thing up as quickly as he can. And the red term player's name is IVD Apocalypse.
I would have said APOC the favorite in the start of this series, man. I predicted a 3-1 victory for APOC on this one as well, but I'm not all too sure about that one. I must say Desrow looked great in game number 2, and in game number 1, despite being in a very unfavorable position, he looked pretty good multiple times as well. This build, I guess what he's going to try to do is just make Zealot the Stalker and a Mothership Core as soon as possible, just chrono boost everything out, run across the map, and hope that you face a very greedy opening by your opponent. One Reaper into a reactor, so he has very little units to work with. Then you can deny the bunker and also deny the command center, maybe straight up kill your opponent. Stalkers are very important there because Stalkers have a lot of micro potential, something that APOC does not have. APOC needs a bunker, but he needs it ASAP. He hasn't scouted it yet. Here comes that chrono boost, and the chrono boost will go down on the Stalker as well. This is definitely a big commitment though by Desrow. So just when he kills like a few SCVs and a Marine, don't think that he's ahead. He needs to do a lot of damage, crazy amount of damage.
Now, Apocalypse, fortunately, scouts with the SCV, and upon seeing the Zealot moving out, immediately drops a bunker.
He even used the bunker that was currently building in the command center just to get that bunker down half a second quicker. He's realizing that this is very time sensitive as well. I like what he's doing over here, Ben, so it's going to be hard for Desrow to expand behind this. And all that APOC needs to do is just get that bunker up, and he's going to be in a really good position. Great scouting, doing everything right. And Desi, how are you going to transition out of this? Because this was a very uneconomic opening.
This is going to be tricky. It's also going to take him forever to get back and clear out that engineering bay.
Yeah, I'm a little worried right now.
His units are on the wrong side of the map. The command center is going to go right up for Apocalypse, and Desrow is going to be so behind. Zealot's even going to try to walk up the ramp. That's not going to work. And this is a tough spot to say the least.
One Marine is not going to go down yet. That's great because that Zealot represented most DPS, so this supply depot won't go. I mean, it will maybe fall eventually, but not before APOC buys more time to get more Marines out. So far, this has been going really good for Apocalypse, and this is a little dicey for Desi.
Yeah, Desrow doing minimal damage, takes out a supply depot, kills an SCV or two, but really, it's not paid for itself yet. Now he's going to try to walk up the ramp with 2 Stalkers, and with 2 Stalkers in the main, maybe he can get a little bit more done.
Yeah, there are only 5 Marines so far. 3 of them are in this bunker. He's going to have to pull SCVs on the right moment. He can't afford to lose too many Marines, because then he might not be able to kill the Mothership Core. This is going pretty okay for Desrow. How many Marines we have left? We have 4 Marines right now.
The Stalkers are going to get completely surrounded. Time Warp is an interesting choice in that sort of a situation, and 3 Marines should be able to deal with the Mothership Core, no problem.
He's going to lose the Mothership Core.
And now what? For Desrow is the question. 16 SCVs to 22 probes.
He's going to follow it up with a big 4-gate blink, as we already saw the Twilight going down before. He dragged the camera on the right bottom side. What, the 5 gate baits on one base, Desrow? You only have 16. That's a little overeager.
He's counting on bad macro and cancels one.
I know I'm not very good at this game, so I'm going to make an extra gate. That's my logic often. Like, brother, them, can you even support 11 gateways? No, I can't, but my bad macro can.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Right when I realize I'm starting to earn more money than I can spend, I just build as many hatcheries as I can afford.
I mean, APOC has great scouting information because of his eBay. He knows that there is no, there's nothing going down. Is Desrow actually going to expand now over here? I mean, that could definitely throw Apocalypse off a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. But he did make a forge, right? No. He was thinking about making a forge.
Man, Desrow can't make up his mind. So indecisive. He's now finding himself with 4 gateways. Apocalypse even scouting to see if there's a nexus in this third
APOC did take a lot of economic damage early on, and he's basically going to have to defend with only Marines. I mean, this could hit very hard. Okay, he's canceling one of those E-bays. Well, actually, the only E-bay that he was building. He's going to make another Rex, but without Marauders ban, this could be pretty hard to defend.
He doesn't have a single tech lab, does he?
Because his gas was very late. Like, he did lose a lot of mining time early on. He lost a few SCVs. And after that, he wasn't sure what to expect. It's still going to be hard for Desrow to break the bunkers because Desrow's build was far from economic, so he doesn't have that crazy Stalker number that you need. But once those Blink Stalkers start microing, it could definitely snowball out of control. APOC's going to be supply block now for a little bit as well.
Yep, one supply depot is going to go right down. Desi's got to be so careful. He's got to really take
once he goes for it, he's going to have to go all out. Like once he starts focusing a bunker, he needs to find the right moment. I think actually blinking, it's so hard to say. Maybe a few more
He's got the opening to blink into the main if he goes from this angle, and this could work out very well for Desrow.
Maybe then with a time warp, he has so much micro potential. Yes, there are 20 Marines, but against 10 Blink Stalkers that won't be trapped, Desrow might be able to pull this one off.
I like that time warp as well. It's going to buy him some extra time for that blink cooldown. He's going to be able to pick up a lot of SCVs, and now he can begin doing work on the Marines. Oh, Mothership Core does go down. That's a painful loss for Desrow. It means no more high ground. Oh, a missed blink. Perhaps a critical mistake as Desi loses massive amounts of stalkers there, finds himself in an increasingly awkward position. He's going to come back and try to bust these bunkers, but Apocalypse has left units behind.
Smart as well. APOC immediately salvages that bunker on the high ground, realizing that there is no more high ground vision for Desrow. Desrow with two critical mistakes there that you just can't afford once you're going for a Blink Stalker in. Losing the only high ground vision that you have, and then also misblinking 3 units that he could have easily kept alive against pure Marines with no stim and no combat shield, and above all no Marauders. It's not over yet because Blink Stalkers have done crazier things than just this, but without high ground vision it's 100 times harder.
I completely agree with you. Apocalypse has done a great job of defending this initially, pulling SCVs at the right time, getting the surrounds that he needed at the right time, and absolutely capitalizing on every mistake that Desrow's made.
Though. It is so late.
Yeah, but you know what else is late?
Oh, there's a new Mothership Core.
That was fast. And Time Warp's going to go
That's
right down.
not late. That Mothership Core is not late. That's actually a really good moment for that Mothership Core to show up. Time Warp is going to go down, and APOC is perhaps going to give up the low ground. At least for now.
Yeah, a lot more damage being dealt, and Desrow trying to claw his way back into this thing. 23 probes to 24 SCVs.
This is still doable.
And a lot of Apocalypse's economy is not working right now. It's just surrounding a bunker. There's also no more bunkers on the high ground, so Desi could make his way around into the main base, and if he does that, things are going to get very tricky for Apocalypse. Here comes Desrow.
17 Stalkers against 4 Marauders and 9 Marines. That's definitely doable. He started working on the tech lab. Unfortunately for him, it's the wrong tech lab, but that's the right tech lab.
He's found stem. It's going to go right down. Great play from Desrow, and he just needs no more micro blunders. If he can manage to not make mistakes, then maybe he can salvage this. Blinking onto the low ground. Oh, but not keeping those stalkers safe. Desrow needs to get out of there. He's doing a lot of damage, but he's also taking a ton of damage, and this time he does safely blink all of his stalkers to the low ground. 16 SCVs remain.
But he just bought another 170 seconds for himself. That's a ridiculous amount of time. Without stim, you're going to have a really hard time killing Blink Stalkers. There are no bunkers on the high ground anymore either. Yes, there are a few Marauders, but they just can't micro against these Blink Stalkers. Well, there's so much micro potential in these Blink
Stalkers. Great
Stalkers.
blink control from Desi, doing it all right. The last of the Marines go down. It's just a handful of Marauders. Marauders excellent against Stalkers, but at some point it snowballs out of control, and Desrow has reached that point, sticking with the 4-gate blink for just long enough as he cleans up the last of Apocalypse's fighting units. 51 supply to 15. That means GG. Desrow takes the lead once again, goes up 2-1 in the best of 5, and finds himself one map away from qualifying for the Premier League.
Finds himself one map away from the biggest payday in his career, $2,000 if you qualify for Premier League. He did it well.